How is your summer going? I haven't filmed in a while because I really wanted to wait until I had this on me. I have tan lines. I hope you're doing really well. I just wanted to come on here because I want to have a discussion with you and I miss you. Much appreciation for the people who are still commenting on my 4th of July video. I think that is sugar sweet. Have you ever watched Euphoria? I've never watched Euphoria, but there's an actress on there called Sydney Sweeney. What I want to talk about is the birthday party that she threw for her mom. She's getting flack in the media for it because it had MAGA undertones. Like, that is so strange to me. So she threw her mother a surprise hoedown and they wore hats that said "Make 60 Great Again." One of the people in one of the photos was wearing a blue line shirt. I just don't understand why any of that is polarizing. So like, I don't even know where to begin. What's wrong with a hoedown? If it has conservative tones or whatever, who cares? Even if they were wearing "Make America Great Again," legit MAGA hat. Why is there such a lack of tolerance for this? To judge someone for being seemingly Republican, obviously this is not a problem for Republicans. As far as Democrats go, I thought that was the party of love and tolerance, so I just can't believe that they're judging her. She actually made a comment about not making assumptions. She's not outright proclaiming her political stance, so what's the problem? Just to know that at the end of the day she could possibly be a Republican is going to cause a big stir in the media? I cannot comprehend the problem. Blue Lives Matter, I don't understand why that's even political, because someone who supports law enforcement, I mean, law enforcement, they're heroes. Just like any other field, I wouldn't let bad eggs represent the entire bunch and what it stands for.
We should all agree the answer is not to defund the police, it's to fund the police.
Such a weird thing. So I just wanted to bring it up because I wanted to know what you think about it. Maybe people follow her Instagram thinking that she is the character from Euphoria, but that's their fault. She has a different name. She's an actress. She's a human who's going to have her own opinions. And even if you disagree with them, what's the problem? You know what I mean? I can't see like that. Like, if I was going to watch a movie, I don't check and make sure, like on IMDb, look up their personal pages and see to make sure that I'm in line with their values. Honestly, I don't think it matters too much, but I'm just assuming that she is a Republican because she says not to make assumptions. Like, she doesn't go out and say it. I just assume that if she was a Democrat, she would say, no, you guys, like, I'm a Democrat, because it wouldn't be problematic to proclaim. And then similarly, there's something going on with Brittany Aldean. And the reason I want to bring this topic up, I think it's a much bigger deal than the way that it's coming off in the media, because I don't think it's like some girly cat fight. I think that it's alarming the stance that people are taking on the topic. Brittany Aldean is on Instagram. She's married to Jason Aldean. She has a clothing line. She has hair extensions. I don't know country music, so I've never heard any of his music, but she posted a reel, I think, where she was doing her makeup, and then the caption said, "I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life." Which, I don't know, it's fine. I mean, sometimes people like being who they are. Sometimes people are comfortable in their skin. Sometimes people are grateful for where they're at. So that's what she said. Cassadee Pope, who this isn't my genre, even when I liked celebrities, so I don't know who that is, but she said, "You'd think celebs with beauty brands would see the positives of including LGBTQ+ people in their messaging. But instead, here we are, hearing someone compare their tomboy phase to someone wanting to transition. Real nice." No tag on Brittany Aldean or anything like that. Passive aggressive, just like a really vague but implied post. I don't think Brittany's post came off necessarily transphobic. To be happy that you're where you're at doesn't necessarily mean that anyone who went on a different path than you is incorrect or someone that you hate. I don't see that at all. But what pisses me off about Cassadee's response-ish. She said, "You'd think celebs with beauty brands would see the positives in including LGBTQ+ people in their messaging." So you're cheapening an entire community, because you can respect people for who they are and it doesn't have to be a money grab. So I just thought that was such a weird way to go with it. Why would you judge this community that you could bank off of? Like, Brittany Aldean is not big pharma. I think that it's more important to speak how you feel than appease an entire group just to try to make money off of them. If I was in the LGBTQ community and that was what someone said to stick up for me, I'd be not happy about it. That was their initial stance, is you could be making money off of them. Why are you judging them? And then Maren Morris, I guess. I don't know who that is either. But my best friend Kelsey told me that they call her Karen Morris now. Maren Morris said, it's so easy to like not be a scumbag human, ? Sell your clip-ins and zip it, Insurrection Barbie. Instead of doing anything for the argument, she just like went for a personal jab. When people disagree, the go-to doesn't have to be personal insults and jabs. You can communicate your point. You can have civil discourse. You can share your opinions and then they can share theirs, and you can end up changing each other's minds, or you can just end up agreeing to disagree. But things can be respectful even if they're not 100% in agreement. So I just thought that was lame. And Candace Owens commented back and said, it's easier to not castrate your children, but I guess whatever helps sell bad records, which again I think is a personal jab and didn't really do much for the argument on either side. And Maren Morris replied, oh my god, not you, my Grammy is positively sobbing right now. Also, why do y'all always go to castration and pedophiles to try to shut an argument down? It's honestly concerning and worth looking into. How do you feel about that? I personally feel like what's worth looking into is the castration and pedophilia. There are all kinds of pedophiles that you have to really look out for and be wary of, especially if you have children. They can be heterosexual, they can be homosexual, they can be trans. It's like, it can be anybody. When you see people who are trying to involve children in adult activities, regardless of what their own sexual orientation is, sexualizing children is not okay. People do call out grooming when there is pornography in books that are being read to young children, when they are partaking in activities like drag. I don't think you need to look into finding out why people are recognizing the pedophilia. I think that people should look into the pedophilia. Maren Morris and Candace Owens had a little bit of a back and forth, but honestly, to me, it's whatever. What I really enjoyed was Brittany Aldean's response, and it was on her story, so her name was not mentioned in Cassadee's response. Cassadee's name is bold and capital letters on the top of Brittany Aldean's, and she says, advocating for the genital mutilation of children under the disguise of love and calling it gender-affirming care is one of the worst evils. I will always support my children and do what I can to protect their innocence. The other day, Memphis wanted to be a dinosaur, and tomorrow, Navy will want to be a cat. They're children. Some parents want to be accepted by society so badly that they're willing to make life-altering decisions for their children who aren't old enough to fully comprehend the consequences of those actions. Love is protecting your child until they are mature enough as an adult to make their own life decisions. Thankful my parents allowed me to go through my tomboy phase without changing my gender. Until then, leave children alone. So something I appreciate with her is that she's consistent. So a lot of times when people post something, if they get any kind of backlash, they'll just go completely opposite, apologize, all that. Macy Gray did it. These are children that we're talking about, and children are so malleable. We all should remember what it was like to be a kid and to make life-altering decisions at that age, regardless of what they are. I think it's okay to promote refraining from putting a child through something that's going to alter their entire lives. I mean, say what you will about her post. She's a parent and she is making good points and she's not doing any of the personal jab. She's telling her opinion, which is a very valid opinion because, like she says, her kids are changing their minds all the time. They have adorable names, by the way. Speaking to the fact that children are children, they're going to change their minds and she doesn't want to put them through anything that's going to affect them later. I think that that's okay. So she was called Insurrection Barbie, and on her website, she is coming out with Barbie inspired apparel, which I just think is hilarious. I don't know if it's petty because I don't know how long she had been working on it. Is this in response to being called Insurrection Barbie or what? I think it's funny. I do appreciate that she didn't do any kind of jab. She didn't stray from her point of view or her argument. She did state her case eloquently. She's not speaking out of pocket as a parent. She's absolutely not alone in this. And not only are people promoting, you know, life-changing decisions on children, but some people are promoting this agenda on children that are not even theirs. Schools are promoting it, social media is promoting it without the parents' knowledge. Parents are losing custody of their children for not agreeing with this, and I think it's okay to be an advocate for parental rights. You can have a different opinion than me on this. I'm not trying to make anybody feel how I feel, but I'm just sharing my opinion. Consenting adults can do what they like. I don't judge if you want to go through these surgeries as a consenting adult. Have at it. It's not my place. I'm not here to judge you. To put this on a child, I read that a child who has a friend who is transgender is 5 times more likely to also be transgender. So is that really true and genuine to that child? I don't think so. I support people who want to protect their children. I support people who want big decisions like this to be when they are older. There's so many arguments that can support this case, like they want to raise the age for obtaining firearms. They want to provide student loan forgiveness because the technical adult 18-year-olds who took out these loans were not in a decision-making state at that age. Most places, I'm pretty sure, you have to be 18 to get a tattoo because it's lifelong. Maren Morris then commented on the post, the original reel. You know, I'm glad she didn't become a boy either because we really don't need another dude in the world. Sucks when Karens try to hide their homophobia/transphobia behind their protectiveness of the children. Weren't they putting their kids in Biden's a pedo shirts on social media? Sounds like a real safe way to protect them from millions of eyes. All the way off to Insurrection Barbie and the fellow IBs Insurrection Barbie, trolling this comment section with their hypocritical, hateful asses. That response isn't like, oh no, like, did you hear what this country singer, is she a country singer? I'm just assuming, I have no idea, but like, oh no, did you hear what this country singer, I think, said to this country singer's wife? Like, I think it's so much bigger than that. Brittany spoke up about wanting to protect children. Regardless of how you feel, like whatever side you're on, these arguments are just lousy. What do you mean you don't want to put your kid through a surgical sex change? You put them in a t-shirt to put them through this surgery that we still don't know the long-term effects of. Studies are not proving any kind of mental health improvement on from partaking in. What kind of argument is that? It's just so lame. Maren Morris and Cassadee Pope are speaking for a large amount of people right now, and that's concerning. These are really shallow arguments. Indoctrinate my child and put them through things that they might possibly regret, as many people have transition regret, because you want to support this community because you can make money from them. And don't ever claim to protect your child because they wore a screen tee. Make it make sense. What do you think about this? I don't understand canceling someone for throwing a hoedown birthday party or for being happy in their womanhood. It's not just because they're on the same end of the political spectrum as I am. I wouldn't cancel someone for coming out and saying that they voted for Biden. I wouldn't want to cancel a celebrity for proclaiming their liberal point of view. They're entitled to that. They don't have to be completely in line with somebody to watch their movies or to purchase their makeup. So it's just either side. It doesn't make sense to me. Wanting to keep children safe is definitely what we should all agree on. That should not be an issue. We shouldn't have any spat. But another thing that really scares me is the fact that people are not getting canceled for things that I think are very concerning. A while back, Megan Fox, who I used to love. I don't think you guys understand. I used to be very much in love with Megan Fox. I was such a huge fan in 2007. Followed her on her Instagram when she was called the Native Tiger, and I loved her. But Megan Fox like literally talked about drinking MGK's blood for ritual purposes. That's not human, that's not normal, that's not okay. She's not even close to canceled. She is being celebrated all over social media. You would rather try to cancel someone who proclaims comfort in their natural womanhood and femininity, or someone who threw their mother a birthday party and happens to vote differently than you, over someone who is into some demonic practices. I used to also love the Kardashians, but I'm not understanding this attraction to demonic aesthetic. To me, that's an oxymoron. Chloe just has so many faces, but a few of them have been pretty spooky, and she just kind of looks like a demon. I can only control me. So I just follow who I like. I don't need anybody to agree with me. I'm not trying to convince anyone to agree with me. I just wanted to share. I just wanted to share my opinion and hope that you do the same in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have other ones on my channel and you can watch anything you like. So thanks for watching.